It's got it. I don't see how it couldn't emotionally attach you to what we're doing here with this company. JD asked me if I would talk about, he gave me a title and he said, would you talk about course correction? And it's very apropos for me to speak on that this afternoon, because really just in the last couple of weeks I have had an epiphany of sorts of my own in regards to this business. I'm going through a very transitional time in my life personally that the Lord has taken me through, and a very exciting time in my life as I have been blessed to be able to travel around the globe to many different nations, experience lots of different cultures, meet lots of different people, and see lots of different needs out there in the world. And so the gravity of what we have a hold of here, that perhaps for somebody today, through something that is said from someone on the platform, for whatever reason you initially got involved in VEMA, perhaps something will be said that will move this business opportunity from your head to your heart. And when that course correction is made, wherever you're at in business today, whether brand new or pinnacle, that simple decision can take you from where you're at to really to the moon. To the moon. Recently I was out in Las Vegas with Eric Worre. Are there any GoPro fans in the house? And met Eric. Eric became my first mentor in this business over 20 years ago. First met Eric and kindled a friendship with him, and we were kind of separated through our different paths that we took over the years, but reconnected when JD brought Eric in last fall and invited me out to his mastery recruiting in Las Vegas, and got reconnected with about a half a dozen individuals in this industry that I had not seen for many years. And so one of the benefits of this industry, you've heard others say, building relationships and getting connected, in this case reconnected with people. One of them was Brian Carruthers, and I had Brian on a recent mentoring call as a guest speaker for me one night, and he said something that perhaps just for you may trigger enough to move it from your head to your heart this afternoon. And he said, stop selling and start sharing. Stop selling and start sharing. I have to admit and give you a confession to you of sorts that, and this was more subconscious than it was real conscious when I got involved in this business, being passionate about health and wellness for many, many years, and over 4 decades, and never endorsing a company or a product, nutritional product before now, even though I was a health club, owned chains of health clubs, and when I heard Brian make that statement, you know, I first got involved as a happy, healthy consumer. I don't know why you got started, but that's how I got started and why I got started. Fell in love with the product, as you're hearing. You know, moved from a countertop to a laboratory, scatter shotgun approach down to a rifle with a scope with the 2 ounces. And saw some early results, family saw results, people I introduced you to saw results, embraced the business model after a period of time. As Frankie said, I've got a lot on my plate to run 3 ministries, on the board of directors of 3 ministries, and have all kinds, just doing a bunch of stuff. And just weave this into the cracks of my life. And so as I'm doing that, I made a decision to get involved in business, and so I was going to go out and build my business. Perhaps that's been your mindset. I'm going to go out and build my business. And I have a genuine desire to help people, and so people I'd introduced the product to, I believe in the product, so I really wanted to help them transform their health as I've become a transformation specialist. But in the back of my mind, I think deep down inside, I was still out there approaching people to build my business. I don't know what your mindset is when you're making that phone call to set that appointment, or you're sitting down with someone to share this opportunity with them. But I was approaching it with a mindset that I certainly want to enroll them on the product because I know the product's going to help them. Love to have them get involved in the business with me because I'm out building my business. And within the last couple of weeks, really, there was a real major paradigm shift for me when Brian said, stop selling and start sharing. And so I began to focus on that, do some really inner soul searching and say, why am I really talking to people? Why am I really approaching them? Why am I really making the phone call? Why am I really sitting down with them? Am I really sitting down with them because I have their best need in mind, or I want to center on what their need is, whether it's physical or whether it's financial, or am I really sitting down with them because yes, I believe in the product, but more than anything, I want to sign them up so I can make a commission. You know, Billy talks when he first got involved, you know, he saw dollar signs every person he talked to. Well, he has transformed over the years and transitioned to a different mindset now because it's gone from his head down to his heart as he's seen the results of what this opportunity and product can do for him and for others. And so my challenge this afternoon to you as I share with you is why are you picking up the phone? Why are you calling individuals? Is it because you want to build your business, or do you really, really, really deep down inside have a real heart for wanting to center it on the other person's needs, whether it be physical or financial? Might be something you want to consider. Because when you take that approach or that perspective that I'm making this phone call because I know that person has health issues or they're struggling financially, and so that when I make that appointment and I sit down with them and the first thing I say is, here's why I'm meeting with you. Like I did with a gentleman in Columbia, South Carolina just the other day when I implemented this new mindset, this paradigm shift of stop selling and start sharing. And I said to him, I said, big man, I said, you said to me the other day that your wife needs to lose weight, that you're scaling back your hours of time so you can spend more time with your children. I think I might have a solution for you. And he was all ears, eager to hear and listen to what I had to say. Because I made the transition, a course correction, to move from it being about me building my business to about solving something in his life. His wife's problem with being overweight, his financial situation. He told me later on the phone, he said, I'm so sick and tired of being broke. Thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. Life is about to change for me. Secondly, before I leave the platform, we've heard a lot of talk about being a product of the product. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right, we hear that all the time, right? Be a product of the product, drink the product, and you do want to be a product of the product. I am a product of the product. But I want to take it one step further, really throw a challenge out there to each and every one of you to not only become a product of a product, but become a product of a plan. Now here's what I mean by that. We represent a wellness company, yes or yes?
Yes.
And as I bring some of this to a close, you know, this all somewhat began from a poke in the belly. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you are young enough in the business, you have no clue what I'm talking about. Let me enlighten you quickly. Dr. Oz, who was mentioned earlier, looked at BK one day and poked him in the belly and said, buddy, you spearhead the charge on a wellness company. Shouldn't you look well?